Hey Insiders, we've got a very special guest joining us here today who's recently just graduated from our flagship course, LMA Life Mastery Achievers. And she's going to be coming on here and sharing with us how she honestly found the whole process and the experience of this LMA journey and everything else in between. And I guess just to kick this call off, would you mind introducing yourself, telling us your name, where you're currently based, and what it is that you do for a living?
So, my name is Sapphire. I am currently based in Northampton, England, and I am currently working with homeless people. So, I help them get into a permanent accommodation.
Beautiful. What a beautiful thing that you're doing for society and the world out there. Love that, Sapphire. We love your energy, love your vibe. And just diving in here today, one of the questions that I just wanted to ask you was what was currently going on in your life, or what was the biggest problem that you were facing prior to joining the LMA program?
Yeah, I had massive issues with procrastination and just a lack of belief in myself.
Mm,
So, I would always say that I'm going to do something
mm,
and I would want to do it. I would have like the energy to sort of do it, but there was something that was always just holding me back. Like I couldn't push through whatever barrier that was. I didn't know what it was at the time. I
mm.
know what it is now. I'm very aware of what it is now, thanks to LMA. But they're some of the things that I was really, really struggling with. Yeah, procrastination and just a lack of self belief and unable to move forwards.
So you say procrastination and lack of belief and feeling stuck. How long would you say you were feeling like that before you were conscious of it, about doing something about it?
Oh, that's a good question. I think it became really bad this year specifically, especially with the procrastination. But the lack of self belief and self doubt, I think, has been there for a very long time. And I actually had a friend point it out to me about 10 years ago when we were at school. She was
Wow.
like, "You doubt yourself a lot, and I don't know why." And
Wow.
it never really computed in my mind at that time. Looking back now, I can see exactly what she was talking about.
There you go. There you go. Everything happens at the right time, right? And
Absolutely.
in terms of the LMA program, what was your main concerns that like may have prevented you from joining the program? And if there was any, what what happened that allowed you to put your fears to rest and come on board?
Yeah, I think the big thing, which is probably a big thing for a lot of people, is for me, I think it's probably the same for a lot of people, is the cost. You think, oh, is it worth it? Can I afford it? But when I was listening to the the intro, like the beginning process that
The webinar?
you that's the one, thank you, Liam. The webinar, a lot of what Tim was saying to me, or what was he was saying, really, really resonated with me. And I'm definitely somebody that I'm always like, "Oh, I already know that. I already know that." And so the fact that he said that really made me stop and think that how am I preventing myself from actually learning and moving forward by acting like I already know everything.
Mm,
So cost was a big thing for me. And then is it going to live up to the hype? Is
mm.
it is it really going to do everything that Success Inside LMA is saying that it's going to do? Yeah, I wasn't too sure. Very skeptical on that one.
And how did
But
you
what
put that to one side?
Yeah, so I just thought, you know what? So first of all, the 7-day money back guarantee, very, very helpful because I thought I haven't then lost anything technically. If I decide actually it's not for me, I haven't lost anything. So that was really helpful. But also I just thought, just take a chance on me. It's only going to benefit me in the long run. I have nothing to lose. So
Wow,
why not?
beautiful. And from that, then obviously you followed through, you took action, you signed up. What would you say surprised you the most about the LMA experience, or what made you the most happiest, or what did you enjoy the most about the whole experience?
So many things. Love the Heartfluencer challenges for one, and just being able to connect with people who are on a similar journey or having similar issues. And us, it's all very individualistic, but to be able to go on a journey with other people is really, really impactful. Being able to connect with amazing people such as yourself as well, and just having that energy, knowing that there's a space to go. I've just found it like a very aha moment for me. So things like my procrastination, why that was happening, psychologically, why that was happening, behavioral, why that was happening, and the practical steps it the one thing I love about LMA is it doesn't just give you information and then leaves you. It actually gives you practical steps that you can implement in your life to make the change for the better. And that for me is probably the best thing, the actionable steps.
Wow, thank you for sharing. And what would you say is the biggest thing that has changed for you now in your life since before LMA till right now? Is there one thing that comes to mind that you can say that's changed or that's shifted or it's been the biggest takeaway for you?
Oh, gosh, great question, Liam. Um, I feel like my procrastination is non-existent, and which is crazy because sometimes I feel like like 6 weeks, it almost doesn't feel long enough. But I think because it's so consistent and you have so much support, and obviously it's the effort that you put in is what you get out as well. But yeah, the lack of the procrastination is gone. And I noticed that I believe in myself a lot more. And when I'm having doubts about believing in myself, I can always go back to what I've learned in LMA and just reinforce these new beliefs.
Beautiful. And from there, then as well, all this beautiful knowledge that you've shared or these takeaways that you have, how would you how would you describe Tim as a teacher facilitator?
How would I? He's world class. I think he is absolutely amazing. He is honest. He is to the point. I love that he doesn't sugarcoat things and either, but he does it in such a way that you know that he cares. Like he's not brutal or malicious in anything that he says. Like you get a genuine sense that he really does care. He really does want to help.
Mm.
And I love that. He's amazing. I can't sing his praises enough.
Oh, thanks for sharing. And coming up towards the very end here, right? So, what advice would you give to somebody who is thinking about joining LMA? They're kind of sitting on the fence now that you've gone through this experience, you've just graduated from this course. What advice would you say to someone now who is going to be in your position that you were in a matter of weeks ago when you were thinking of signing up? And, like, what would you say to them?
I would say it will change your life, especially if you allow it to, if you stay open to the teachings and
Mm,
everything that everybody has to say, what Tim has to say, and just take everything on board. It
mm,
will literally, it will literally change your life, and you won't regret it. You won't look back. And the fact that you have it forever, that you can always refer back to, you can always be as involved as you want to be.
mm.
You should honestly go for it, and you have nothing to lose. You genuinely have nothing to lose.
Beautiful. Listen, Sapphire, I love your energy. I love your vibe. And this is not LMA related. It's not testimony related. I just want to ask you right now if you had one
Yeah.
message to give to the world, that if everybody in the world right now was able to tune in and listen to a sentence or a piece of advice that Sapphire wants to give, what would you leave
Oh,
with the world? If you had the opportunity to reach hundreds of thousands of people right now, millions of people, what's one thing that you would say to people if there was a bit of advice that you could bestow upon them? What would that
oh, Liam. um,
be?
oh wow,
I just feel
that
like there's just so much wisdom in
loaded.
there to share. There's so much wisdom and energy and vibrance, and you can see it through you. I'm just like, what would you tell me? Because I'm taking notes, girl.
Wow, wow, Liam, that is loaded. You are worth and you are capable of so much more than you realize. And once you're able to become aware of that, there is absolutely you're infinite. There's nothing that you cannot do.